Today, I'm sharing a personal email I received from a 55-year-old POCF who feels the sparse communication between her and her fisherman is triggering past unhealthy relationship vibes. I also share how I was able to overcome some of my own insecurities and recommended tools for each transition that will help in the on and off seasons. Can you relate? I'm Megan, host of the Partners of Commercial Fishermen podcast. This show is dedicated to girlfriends, fiancés, and wives of commercial fishermen to connect and feel less alone. As we know, this lifestyle isn't for the faint of heart. So this is our space in the world to discuss the highs and lows of being in a romantic relationship with a fisherman. Because it's different than being a family member or friend. It just is. Join in to laugh, vent, and share stories with others who get your lifestyle. So what are you waiting for? Let's dive in. Welcome back to another episode of the Partners of Commercial Fishermen podcast. So excited to be here again with y'all today, and I'm really happy that you're here listening and helping our community grow by being an incredible listener and also interacting with our community online through our private forum, which you can find at meganwaldrop.com/private forum. Through IG, Instagram, all over the Instagram stories and posting. And it's so fun to hear your comments and get your feedback to see what's really important to you today. And also there's the blog. The blog is chock full of incredible resources and stories similar to the one that you're going to hear today, actually exactly like the one that you're going to hear today. And you can find all those resources on POCFpride.com. So, this is an email I received last year from a partner of a commercial fisherman. She's 55. She's been with her fisherman for 4 years, and she's starting to, those insecurities are starting to bubble up and they're starting to get to her, which I know that we can all understand on some kind of level, either now or have in the past, or maybe will in the future. So just saying that y'all are not alone. We are not alone. I've been there. And that's why I want to share these stories, because it is super helpful to know that it's not weird. Relationships can get weird, as we know, and to add to the fact that our lifestyle, the way it is, that we don't get to communicate with our fishermen all the time, that just adds another layer to it. Adds another layer of confusion. On that note, that is why I wanted to bring this up today. So, and also, I should say, this email I received last year. But the best way to get in touch with me now, if you're seeking advice or wanting any tips like this, it's to join the private Partners of Commercial Fishermen forum. I mentioned it before, but I'm going to give you the address one more time. It's meganwaldrop.com/private-forum. And it's where you can connect with POCFs worldwide. There's private podcasts. There's helpful resources from money management to mom advice to you name it. Plus, there are your people. There's where you can go read about all the other people that are in our community and connect through amazing monthly virtual events, which our next one is going to be on November 9th, where I'm live streaming the Pacific Marine Expo dockside chat that we're hosting. So that will be super fun. So that was a long way of saying, if you would like to seek advice or learn from other people, the forum is where to go. That is where you're actually going to get all that juicy info. Okay, so now I'm going to dive into the email. Here she goes. Here she says, "Hi, my fisherman is the love of my life, but it is so hard." I just want to pause there and recognize and celebrate her vulnerability and speaking some mad truth, because I think that we all understand that sentence in our own ways. All right, I'm going to continue. "We have been together for 4 years. And for the most part, it's been good. He's a boat owner and fishes out of Alaska. I've learned a lot about fishing and crabbing, but there's still a lot to learn." That is also the damn truth. I always say, I was super intimidated learning about commercial fishing because there is so much, until I realized that it is so hard to keep up with just one fishery, let alone to know what's going on in the neighboring fishery, let alone to know what's going on into the neighboring state, country, all of that. So no one expects anybody to understand everything that's going on, and asking questions is super amazing and welcome. People love to answer. Also, that's how we learn. Not every fishery is created equal. So on that part, on that note, I should say, she said that the hardest part is the lack of communication. Yes, girl. I'm 55 years old, a divorcee of 33 years to someone who did not communicate. Is this normal for fishermen? Is that a loaded question or what, y'all? She said, it's great when he's home, but I get barely anything when he's out. Can you hear me now? That's her sign-off name. Okay. Is it normal? Let's talk there. Yes, minimal communication is typical. Lack of communication can definitely be a trigger, and I understand that. But for many people in our community, it seems that communication depends a lot on the location of the fishery, if there's a cell signal, if the boat has Wi-Fi, if there's a satellite phone on board, or if the fisherman owns a satellite phone, or if they even have time, to be honest with you, if they even have time after sleeping and eating and fishing. Because literally, for example, in Bristol Bay, from my understanding, that's what they do. And I don't even know if sleeping's even up there. That's not even a priority. That's like eat if you can, sleep when you can, and grind. So yes, it is normal not to hear from your fisherman. So, and then on that note, whenever you don't hear from your fisherman, it goes from, is everything okay to our relationship to, is he or they, are they alive? I mean, we go to extremes. I don't like to say the word hate, but I really don't enjoy going to that polarity, and I do it. And I've gone to therapy, and I've gone to therapy, and I will continue to go to therapy and learn ways that I can control my anxiety. And one of them is to place trust in your fisherman, and trust in the powers that be, whatever that means to you. And say that little prayer or whatever it is that makes you feel connected, and then move on. For example, my mother-in-law had such a lovely prayer that she would say when her husband and kids were out fishing or anything, when they were anywhere. She would tell herself, they are in the perfect place at the perfect time, surrounded by white light. And then she would say that and move on, because otherwise anxiety will make you spiral. And I know that a lot of us understand what that means. Okay. But if you're okay with the anxiety, like you're not too worried about it, that's great. I'm so glad you got that on lock. We all need to learn. The communication issue. You're wondering if something's wrong with your relationship. What you can ask yourself is, did something happen before they left? Or am I just creating this in my head? What is the reason? Why am I even going there? Is it because of past relationship triggers? Then that's why. You know what I mean? If you're fishermen and you were having a great time, like it seems like they were, when they're together at home, everything's great. And then when he's gone, there's not much communication. That, if everything's great and you guys feel comfortable, that's what it is. You can't go down that rabbit hole. And I do suggest for both of these issues, whether it's anxiety over their safety or anxiety over the health of your relationship, I recommend therapy all day friggin' long. And I feel like I'm going to talk about it in a future episode, and this is not sponsored, although it should be. I would love for them to. BetterHelp was super helpful for me. The reason I chose that instead of an in-person therapist is because of its convenience. I could literally just click online, choose whatever dates worked. I could change dates if needed. You can communicate via it's like a messaging, like a chat service, email, or video. There's all these different options. And they also give you actionable advice and steps that you can take afterwards to implement into your life and start finding ease and relieving whatever ails you. You know what I mean? So this is the other thing that's been super helpful. And yes, I'm a writer, so I always go to this. But the best actionable advice that I can give is to write down your feelings. If you've write down your feelings, whether that's your fear, whatever, write them down. This is also super helpful if for some reason, maybe you left on a bad note, and just because you left on a bad note does not mean your relationship is suffering. Okay. Honestly, it just means that you're in a relationship that is feeling the stresses of preseason or postseason. That's it. Even the healthiest of relationships go through this. I don't know what the hell it is. It's like sadness that they're leaving or they are leaving us, or they are actually leaving the home. It's trying to get everything together. It's hoping that the season's going to be great. I mean, you know what's up. I mean, just saying, if you leave on a bad note, Chris and I have done this before for whatever the hell, because of those stresses manifested into some stupid argument that I don't even know what it was, because it was really us saying, I love you and I miss you and this kind of sucks, but that's okay. That is also normal. What was helpful for me was to write things down. Since I wasn't able to really connect with Chris and have a nice, deep phone call about our feelings in the relationship, we were able to come to terms and, realize our love for each other. But I also was able to write down all my feelings. And these were things that I could address with him when he came back, so we could both have an understanding of where each other was coming from and know where to and how to move forward. So, yeah. That's it for today, y'all. I mean, I know this was a quick one, but I really hope that this has been helpful. And again, I always love to hear from our community, and the best way to do that is on the private forum, because the private forum is a lifeline to connect with people who understand our unique lifestyle and won't judge you for it. We love our fishermen, and there are times when we need to vent with love. There's no shaming ever. It all comes from love, but we're the people that can understand that your heart is in the good place. And we're here for you, because guess what? We've definitely been there too. That is for sure. So I have tons of resources in the show notes for you. And if you want to learn more, you can go to POCFpride.com. And I'll be waiting for you, and hope to see you in the forum. As always, with love and POCF pride. Till next time. I so appreciate you being here. There really is nothing like speaking to the commercial fishing community and those who support it. And not only that, the actual partners of commercial fishermen, the girlfriends, fiancés, wives, and partners, because it truly is a totally different, unique experience that no one can understand except other POCFs. So thank you so much for listening. And if you would like to support our community even further, you can tap the subscribe button, share with family and friends, post on socials, or write a review. The reviews would be so incredibly helpful for others to see that we're out there, and we can get all up in their algorithm, see that they're not alone. You know how it is. And if you're a POCF looking for more resources on how to navigate this unique lifestyle, things from long distance dating to motherhood advice, you can visit POCFpride.com. That's POCFpride.com, and we can't wait to meet you. I need to take a minute to shout out our private forum. It is just getting better and better every day, and I want to take a moment to tell you about how incredible it is. So our private forum is a VIP members-only community with POCFs. It's for you to connect with other partners of commercial fishermen around the world whenever you want, need, or seek support. And the bonuses are that this is the only way that you get access to monthly Zoom calls to connect with other members on topics that are important to you, private podcast series where I publish behind closed doors conversations from guests that you've heard on this podcast. And let me tell you, that's when the tea is spilled. That is the good stuff. It's where they feel comfortable to speak to other POCFs because they are as well. And it's just real nice. Easy to navigate topics so you can join or start conversations with other POCFs as you please. There's no searching and figuring out what people have been talking about. Everything is beautifully categorized. So you can jump in to getting married to a fisherman, mom advice, the list goes on and on. This is also the place that you can ask questions or vent with love without judgment. We know you love your fishermen. We also know that it can be tough sometimes with this lifestyle. You can talk to us and we'll never judge you. This is your safe space. This is also this is the place that you have the ability to ask me questions, seek advice, or get feedback. And this is the only way to currently reach me directly. I'm so excited and proud and I'm amazed about how this community has grown. And this is the best way for us all to commune. It's just social medias and emails are kind of getting out of control. And I would love to have our personal connection in this forum. So this is where you can reach me. There's also private resources from money management to mental health, you name it. It's going to be ongoing, added juicy memory bank of resources constantly for forum members. There's also quarterly virtual events with trusted professionals that focus on the lifestyle challenges that we have and how to overcome them. And you also get first access to annual in-person events and to hang out with your fish sisters in real life, y'all. So if you want to check it out, you can go to meganwaldrop.com/private-forum, and there is the beautiful landing page for you to learn all about these goodies and how to become a member too. We really, really cannot wait to meet you. And if you have any questions, you can email me and my team at support@meganwaldrop.com. I got you. Thanks for listening today. Being here means you're a part of the POCF family, and we wouldn't be a community without you. I'm Megan, and this is the Partners of Commercial Fishermen podcast. As always, much love, POCF pride, and remember, you are not alone.